Listen, don't be surprised. Than Min, so you are the dragon god Sao. I was surprised to hear that. The dragon god is that person. Dawn is being dragged inside, reacting to the words of the road. Get out. Look at that guy calling me. No, there's no one to call you. You misheard me and come in. You said you just called me. Shaking the hands of the brothers, he pulled out and waved his hands forward. What do you call me? Don't feel that way, you're out of words. But he quickly got serious and said, we have already had 7 ceremonies. Let me introduce myself as the Way. It's from Sichuan. When he heard that, he opened his mouth and mocked. What is the logic of the Way of Sichuan? The ones we know are the educated ones. It's a decent ceremony, not the kind of person in the middle of the night. Go to someone else's house like this. The words of the master are getting heavier and heavier. Fuck. So the road that we know has been wiped out. Then the other guys. It's what's called a path. Distorted all Sao. We can't let the darkness go any further. The cardboard ring hurriedly canted a tarp tie. Have fun with your mouth. God, watch your mouth. Can't give the blind a break. Let it eat young skin. Next to white sky quickly clasped hands. Urgently sorry. You are the white sky of the mountain. Don't listen to that, you'll realize quickly. You guys are the main sword. And the one who defeated the white sword dragon of Vo is Sao. No wrong, a little too much. But it's true, people are calling you by that nickname. Don't not smile. Great to finally meet someone. We can talk now. He thought and continued. So far, you guys in the back must have heard it all. So I don't want to be too long. He is a disciple of Hua Sun. But also at the same time, these are the 2 sons of the 4 seas. The people who live in this city. Everyone has an obligation. Received the verification of the Sichuan school. So today, right here, I want to see what I've learned in the painting. White sky hearing that is not out of aesthetic discomfort. Heroes of these guys. They act like they're from King 7. Watch out for Sichuan road gate rumors. Dominate this city. It's no different than a king who's true. But if you avoid it awkwardly, it's not just exhaustion, but the 4 trade unions will also have to bear the consequences. Shoo shoo. I heard Shu's voice coming from behind. The white man turned to look. At the same time, the road's eyes also paid attention to him. Exhausted continued to speak calmly. This little girl. Wait, White Heaven stepped back and whispered. I still don't understand what's going on. Not enough time to respond. Because the reputation of Hoa-san has gone up. Those people, they don't want people in power in the city. Escape from the rule of the road. If they ignore me, the children of other powerful families will know that they can join a political party in another country. So they want to humiliate you. Stop thinking about others from the beginning. White Heaven's eyes were filled with bewilderment. You can also hear that too. I can't talk anymore. That's the rule of Sichuan. It's also the rule of the road. If paint gets involved in this, things will be more complicated. So please leave this to me. White thought for a moment and then quietly nodded. I understand. Wait for me. He's getting closer. Don't be any nicer than you were before, puffing your chest out. I want to verify my message. How is it? Don't smirk your lips, smile your evil eyes. It's not so obvious. It's about one fighter testing another. Is there any other way? You just know it right away. The white sky laughed and nodded. He wanted to test the power of the sword. The two sons of the four seas. He is also a student of paint. Then the judge will declare the result. Let everyone in the city know. That's why I asked you to meet the master, right? Hear that the eyes of the road are cold. That's what it is. So you're going to have to hand it over first. This is the story of Sichuan. I will not allow anyone to hinder me. White Heaven's smile was even fresher. Of course. We have no intention of painting to hinder the story of Sichuan. But there's a problem. White Sky slowly spoke in a hidden voice. Although we have no thought to hinder the work of the path. But not now, the people here. They all want to know if they're good or bad. Listen to the words in the air. The road overflows without doubt. Is there a problem with that? White Sky looked straight into the eyes of the opponent's sharp voice. By your own power? Immediately the words. Make the road even and the road people. Dark face. The White Sky slammed against the sword he was wearing on his side. Keep talking. You dare to show up, to verify the third-generation disciple of Hua Sun. Here I am. We must also treat you properly. Yeah. I will test your strength first. It doesn't have to be fair or SAO. If you don't do that, don't touch a finger of my spy. This is about paint. So we don't allow anyone to get in the way. Listen to those words. Peace with the disciples, Hua Sun. I can't help but look at the sky. The only thing left is still smiling, with a drunk face. Tell me, people don't cause trouble. And then you're messing around. The opposite side, bite your teeth because of aesthetic anger. So Hua Sun is not the same as the SAO. Check us out. You guys look down on the road too. He stood in front of the white sky burning hot. Raise your voice. Hua Sun seems to be a wonderful sect. For protecting a disciple. Dare to stop in front of me. Are you sure you deserve this? White Sky laughing pale. The cat always protects his disciples. Without ever calculating. It's got to be a top priority. No need to think twice. He paused for a moment and then spoke in a deep voice. See if the road is not like that. Although this assumption will never come true. But even if Hoa-san has a job because of this, there will be no disciples to blame me. Because that's the paint. That's very emotional. But the reaction of the disciples, it's the exact opposite. What is it? The AI said it doesn't blame you. We're going to hate it for the rest of our lives. Delusional stuff. White sky shut up tight. Face is hot. I hate these rotten people. Even at this point, I can't keep my mouth shut. At that time, it was clear. But why do you have to fight? White doubtful, or I mean SAO. What do you push yourself to do? This is not from Brother Chu or SAO. I know there's a lot of hypocrisy in these things. But that's cool enough. Now give your brother a chance to show it off. He laughed softly. It's been a long time since he saw his parents again. You hear that? Bak Thien is also sweating aesthetically. Oh, this name. Do you know what kind of people they are? Sichuan Road, a well-known practice of poison and hauntings. When facing them, Gao players, though rolling for many years in Gypsy, also be careful. Their martial arts are extremely dangerous. Just make a small mistake and you're dead. He glanced at the Min City full of insecurity. And it called. Someone with little real combat experience as a master. Go fight the road. Sweating White Sky asked again. It's not too dangerous. The soldier shrugged casually. It's not cool. It's like a tiger would drop its cubs off a cliff. He clicked his tongue aesthetically. The superiors are. Look at Bak Thien's quick response. The sound of a deeper voice. I understand what people are worried about. But the act of protecting and honoring that one AI, it's not about helping them in everything. I love my son so much. It's like taking all the chances. Let them grow. He turned to White Sky and laughed softly. In your eyes, you are so weak. Don't worry, he absolutely won't lose. At least when you're dealing with these kids. Hearing that, the White Sky's face stiffened. He realized that the clear words, show your confidence in the master. That's for sure. Because I covered him up. You know how much love. But the next sentence of Min Min immediately extinguished that thought. Master, right? I can't help but think about it when I hear it. Boy aesthetic. This alcoholic. As long as he shows up, then this will be resolved. But we don't. You can always hide behind him and pray that everything will be okay. I never thought that. You will become a burden to him. If you have that thought in your mind, then we didn't go to Yunnan. His eyes lit up as if to decide something. I know that I am not as strong as you, but at least I want to help a little. That's the minimum condition, so we can go with everyone. 3 things that can't be done alone. Then help the dry monkey. I can't raise my voice and come out loud. Master, I understand what you are saying. Like this is something you have to deal with. White Heaven's eyes slowly cleared away the heaviness he asked. Can you do it? Not enough time to laugh. Yes, I am also a fan of paint. White Heaven was relieved to receive Shou's smile. That's good. Keep moving. Yes, I will. Clear sky and clear back. As soon as you step out into the glade, you frown. You are right. Not from the beginning. What you want is not me. So, it's not a matter of course that I fight you. Or Sao. You see that arrogance? The road does not become aesthetically wrinkled. How dare he? He felt no need to say anything more. Slow down. I didn't take a glove out of my shirt and carefully put it on. I was immediately startled when I saw that thing. You realize it's 6 flutes. A kind of gloves that the practitioners of the Sichuan way often carry. This glove is made of deer skin, treated with a special preparation, so that the poison can't get through. The wearing of 6 flute rings, it's a signal that the poison will be used. And it also means you will not be comfortable with your opponent. You don't have to stop this. Your child will be in danger. Sui, the emperor's father, was so worried that he stuttered. The road lacks this. But right then and there, he turned to his eyes full of determination. Father, this is not just a matter of the 4 Cs. It's also the paint job. So father, please believe in me. You can only silently agree. You know you can't do anything else. Sichuan Road. That name. It used to be a symbol of fear and anxiety. It's like an insurmountable wall. From the moment of birth, they're descendants of merchants in Chengdu. The road of Sichuan is always like a hanging angel, hovering above my head. But now the Sao. They want to know what we got from the mountain. It's too much to put into words. So we can only show them. Through this sword. Take out your sword. At the same time, on the opposite side, the road is also ready for war. Glare looked exhausted with cold eyes. The wind is coming soon. Inside his sleeve, ready to fly out at any time. Suddenly, the path of Hao, the younger brother of the glade, stepped out. If you have chicken, you don't have to use beef. So just let me do it. He grinned. Painting the sword does not come out. It's hard to see why the CA came out. Don't think for a moment. Then gently take off your gloves and turn the speaker. Hand it back to you. Absolutely no mercy. Yes, of course. Right after Hao Street put on gloves. Face the master in a ready position. Not able to observe aesthetics. Characteristic position threading 2 hands into the pocket. That's the beginning of the road. It's a technique that any AI has never encountered before. Sichuan Road, you have to hear it once. He doesn't reveal the aura. It doesn't seem dangerous. It makes the enemy easily confused. As those who know the characteristics of initiation, is absolutely not to be overlooked. Because of all the astral energy of the road, they're all launched from inside that sleeve. 2 names before the start of the match. I am the Hao Wei of the Sichuan Way. I am the master of paint. The blue air in the eyes of Hao Street. He thought silently. This arrogant bastard. It's hard to see those eyes. Today I will take one of your hands. Just thinking, don't be quick to lower yourself. And then a row of 10 little hauntlets. It's launched at tremendous speed. Shoot straight towards the master. What is it? It's not terrible. Look at the seemingly unreactivity of exhaustion. Make him feel good. Row of 10 extremely small Niu Mao magnets. It's coming right in front of you. But I can't see it. Nothing is over yet. Right then. Exhausted look can't seem to react. Suddenly swinging the sword at tremendous speed. Row of 10 long Vu touched. Zhu's sword was smashed. Street violent against the eyes. I can't believe the scene. But he quickly realized. It's too early to be surprised. Master's leg bag kicked hard on the floor. His body immediately rushed towards the road. Like lightning. The road has not yet reacted. I can feel the sword of Zhuo. Hit me right in the neck. Right after that, the force from the blow immediately knocked the Haora road behind. Banging against the wall. He fell unconscious of his staff. The match ended quickly. So much so that all the observers, I can't help but look surprised. Except for the students. They just grinned as if this was a matter of course. Look at the mango waves on the ground. Slowly, he turned his eyes towards the road. Raise your voice. The next one is a trick. His eyes widened with wonder. Only one trick. He aesthetic. Even though the path of violence is weaker than ours. But say whatever you want. He is also the son of the cross. He's absolutely not the kind of person easily defeated by people with headaches. But such a violent way. He was defeated after just one move. That guy swung his sword and made such a terrifying blow. In the blink of an eye. It's because the Hao road was caught off guard. As if that's it. Then it didn't come to this. Though SAO, it's about focusing on the weakness of someone who's off guard. It's also a kind of ability. On this side, smiling, he looked at the sword in his hand. Thinking. Sichuan Road Gate. The wall we couldn't cross. It is also the angel. I thought I'd have to spend my whole life. But we just broke down that wall. Right at that moment. The next person. A distorted voice echoed right next to the master ear. He can guess right behind him. Brothers and sisters. How are you looking at him with your eyes? You can't leave a hole for the wolves. He opened his lips and parodied the voice of his master. The sword is coming, the next one. Damn, I knew right away. Think about it. Avoid the eyes of the people behind. He drew his lead sword straight towards the carpeting. There's no one up. I've given you time to think. Your house dare. As soon as the sugar grinds its teeth to burst out, a hand stopped him. The road does not step on cold eyes. Okay, back off so I can. He secretly contemplated. The power of sugar and sugar chemistry. There's not much difference. If Hao Road is defeated, it's not a coincidence. The line will surely be humiliated. He is not his opponent. Go back and take care of the road. Don't take the seriousness of the road seriously. Yes, Glade Road wears gloves. Go to the opposite position. He spoke coldly. My brothers have 7 feasts. I warned you first. I'm different from those kids. So be careful. Not enough to focus on aesthetics. I can feel how strong he is. Before our minds can see it. His body felt his pressure radiating out. It's different from the 5 great families. There's only a handful of elite troops. So this guy is even stronger. The second disciple of Vo is. Dragon's sword is facing. You have to be the size of a long sword. Or in other words, confront him. It is no different now that we are facing the dragon's sword. That feeling of anxiety is not exciting. I'm curious. I don't know how strong I become. Because I want to verify that. And my whole body is nervous. Big brother, the loud voice of Than Min. It suddenly startled me. The exasperated tone of Than Min. It's like crashing straight into the ear. In fact, I said it like a nail in the ear. Don't get too excited in front of your opponent. It's strong there. I told you. On the battlefield, those who are excited will be the first to die. How many times have you heard that? Or because you want to die. The words of Min. It's like a dagger in the back. But you don't have to die like that. You can cover your nose and dip your face in the water. Or put his head in the toilet. There, you must die at the hands of others. Like this. Be cleared for a while. Turn your head immediately. Get back to the state of thinking. I'm crazy. The enemy is in front of you. And we're so excited. Just because you can verify your own strength. Let's focus. Martial arts of paint. It's about subtlety on the tip of the sword. If you can't control the sword completely, the power of creation is not even half that, compared to normal. In order to fully control the sword, my head must be cold. Even the chest must be colder. Very quickly, Chu's eyes gradually softened. I can't help but sigh right now, right? You always have to remember it slowly. On the side, the white sky was throwing at him a strange look. This boy's name. If it comes out, then it'll be much easier. Instead of choosing that way, he chose to stand here and watch and guide. The people here. The more you're protected, the more you can't grow. If only for fear of a child scratching his pillow, or fall into the water, they don't dare expose the children to water. Maybe that kid won't be able to swim for the rest of his life. Let them go. Whether nervous or insecure, trust them and let them go. Outside this world, that's the right way to raise. Rao is like that. I thought I was better than that boy in taking care of the spies. But look out, there's a long way ahead of us. I believe in you, my enemies and the disciples of Hua Sect. Back to the match. Don't glare to observe exhaustion and aesthetics. His ability to concentrate is amazing. Not beyond the ability to concentrate. Is this kid falling into a trap? Can I focus like that? I can't, at least until now. But the ability to focus, it's just a part of martial arts. In front of an absolute power, then it's all just nonsense. Right then, hand inside tube sleeve of glacial line. It's coming out like lightning. With that, is that the three elves are rushing to tease. At a terrifying speed. As soon as you notice something flashing. The blades are very close. In front of him. Ken swivel to flying blades. He was always proud that he himself is one of the disciples of the three flowers. The best. And now, he couldn't hit all three of them. At the end of the day, he had to turn himself away. Too fast. I can't even see it. The ultimate spanking stick. When he couldn't get his balance back. The two daggers kept coming right in front of me. In front of that scene, the eyes of the Glade Road were now filled with contentment. There's two daggers in front of you. Exhausted by the body, did not keep the balance. He slashed his sword to the ground. To take advantage of its counterforce, and fly your body into the air. Willow, the bird, flew over his head and cut off a few hairs. He's too strong to sweat. Shudder at the power of the enemy. With just a simple dagger. He's moving the air leg into the blades. Then just launch. But this technique is horribly perfect. As if to prove his training. For a long time. The movement is not excessive and the speed is scary. Don't stop like that. At the same time, the male sword galloped towards the master. You haven't regained your posture. Hell, it looks like he saw it. How will I have to move to avoid the blow? Or just hit a dart? You will also be seriously injured. It's even life-threatening. I don't even know about Kier's blades. Is it poisoned or not? I'm even more certain now. Clearly, this glacier is strong. But we didn't stand still in the first battle. Cool down your legs. And then fly yourself into the air with all your might. Take advantage of the speed of the countershock created from the principle that he emits. He suddenly rushed in. The blades are directed at me. He remembered the time when he yelled at Min. Don't waver. The sword is your arm. Remember that. The painting is mainly in the subtlety of the sword head. Only when you fully control it, then you can make the morning flower bloom. That's right, this guy is very powerful and very dangerous. But that's okay. The future flower of Hua Sect will still bloom in the storm wind. even in a severe snowstorm. No matter what the situation is, tomorrow is no reason what to hide or be afraid of. My sweat, my blood, my effort. These things will not be wasted. And we're going to prove it right here. Bloom, bloom, bloom. At the end of the sword, suddenly a small flower appeared. The tomorrow of Chula finally blossomed and enveloped in. All the male racers are coming. 7 apricot, flower fertilizer. Ken, the flying stick of Glacier Road. I couldn't penetrate the future. And then they're thrown out. To rush to the opponent with a strong atmosphere. But then he had to stop immediately. So that's the top 10. In the past, I've heard that it's a dagger. Famous art of the way. Gypsies have word of mouth that. Be careful with those who carry you. Stick Fei Dao, because the last dagger. It can steal your soul. Before you realize it. The sword from the hand of Glacier Road slowly rushed towards the master. It's really, really slow. It's amazing. That dagger is flying at that speed, without falling to the floor. But then, despite that ridiculous sight, in spite of the fact that you can see the blur of a dagger, my whole body's sweat is still pouring out. There it is, something terrible. And at that moment,